Hello and welcome to a new vlog. Sorry, the lighting is weird in here. Alright, so I know I have not been the best at posting videos lately. However, we're coming back bigger and better in August, meaning we are continuing with Read It or Delete It. I was filming a couple of videos of Read It or Delete It, so like we have made some progress that y'all have not seen. However, we're starting fresh in August because the footage I've just filmed like so much and didn't edit anything that it was starting to get a bit overwhelming. So we're just starting fresh. And we're starting in a different way. So before I had a wheel that would tell me like what I would do for a theme every single month. Then I tried swapping over to by author last name and just realized that there were so many books with like author last names and certain letters, especially like M had like 70, S had 81. So we're doing things a little differently. We've got a teapot. I got this as a Night Circus teapot. I don't know if you can really tell and see it in this lighting, but I have a Night Circus teapot. In this Night Circus teapot, I have 600 to 700 tiny little pieces. I didn't include every single book that was on the Goodreads TBR. Some of them I had deleted as I was going through and writing these papers. Some of them are books that are in series, so I have like multiple books in a series in some series on the Goodreads TBR. So like I didn't include every single book in that series. Like if it's part of a series and I have more of that, like on the slip of paper it just says series. I've also decided, because I was wasn't sure like how long I was going to do the vlog for, like I could stretch it anywhere from a week to throughout the whole month, and I wanted to give myself a little bit of a better timeline. So what we are going to do is every single month we are going to do a random number generator and pick a number, 5 being the minimum, 20 being the max, and however many it lands on, that is going to be the amount of things we pull from this. And then we have a wheel, which I have the numbers. I have 7 days, I have 10 days, I have 15 days, I have 14 days because that's 2 weeks. And then I thought, one more because 15 days is like half of the month. I have a full 30 days, and then I have 3 weeks, which is 21 days. And however long we get, like that's how long we have to read the amount of books that we pull. Now, I already did the random number generator and got 15. So of course we got a bigger number. And then we did the spinner wheel and got 10 days. So we have 10 days to read 15 books, which if I can get some audiobooks, we can definitely do. And because I have 15, I've also decided that every 5 pulls, we are allowing a skip. So if there's a book that I get that I'm not necessarily in the mood for, we can skip it. And don't worry, when we're done with these pieces of paper, we are definitely going to be recycling them, because why not? And the first one is, I don't know if you can read that. That says The Swifts. It's actually a book that I own. It is a middle grade book. It should be super short and easy to get through. Let's pick number 2. These are really teeny tiny pieces of paper because it's a really small jar and I wasn't sure if I was going to get them to fit in here. Oh, yay. Okay, Disney High. This is a nonfiction book about Disney Channel in my childhood, so that'll be really good if I can get the audiobook for that. I've heard amazing things. Dial A for Aunties. Sisters Grimm, the series. For this one, I literally just have one more side book. I think it's like the guide to the Sisters Grimm, and yeah, I do want to read that before I can count the series as finished. Number 5, The Cock Down the Block. This is a romance. That's all I know about it. I thought the cover was really cute and the name made me laugh. Of Goblins and Gold. It's a romantasy. Grave Empire. I believe that is I don't even know if you can see this. Grave Empire. I think that is a fantasy for your own good. Long way down, I know this is a really short YA book, The Red Knight. That is a really thick fantasy. I've definitely picked more than 5 at this point. Okay, that one is going to be a skip. I'm sorry. 10 days, I'm gonna have a hard time reading 15 books, let alone a super chunky. So we'll go with Zombabe. That is not my best writing, but that is a Z. So that's 10. We have 5 more pulls. The Toll. The Toll is also a really chunky book. It's over 600 pages. The Girl and the Galdarian. I know that's a graphic novel. So that one's technically 10. I think we're also going to skip The Toll. Like I said, I'm sorry. I cannot fit a really chunky book on this TBR. I apologize. So that'd be 10. 11. Black Sheep. 12, another middle grade, The Girl Who Speaks Bear. Midnight at the Houdini. The Heartbreak Rule. And lastly, Love in Winter Wonderland. This is going to be in August. Picking another one, that's our final skip because I picked 15 books, and like I said, every 5 books I'm allowed one skip that I will say can roll over, but I've already used all 3 of them. Oh, and Punk 57. This is a dark romance that I have been intrigued by but scared by. Okay, those are the 15 books that we are going to be trying to read in 10 days in August. Some of these I can definitely get the audiobook for. One of them I own, which is great. And we will see how many of them I can get from the library. If for any reason I can't get them through some shape or form, I will allow myself to repick. But that's if and only if I can't get the books. Okay, let me know if you like this new style of the challenge. Before, when I was picking from like the author and it was like 30 books to a name, like I was not prioritizing, like I wasn't making myself finish every single one. I think for the sake of this new style challenge, I am going to try to get as close as humanly possible as I can. Like I would like to try to finish these 15 books if I can in the 10-day time limit, because now there is a limit on how long I can film these vlogs. The only one I'm kind of worried about getting my hands on, because I know some fantasy romances are really indie published, but it's Of Goblins and Gold. I have to see. I don't think my library will have that one, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, I'm really excited for this. I hope you're excited to join me, and let's see how many of these we can read and what we think of them. And I will see you when we actually start reading for this. It is only I think we still have like a week left in July, to be honest. I don't really know what day it is, or what date it is, but I'm not going to start this until August officially starts. So we'll talk to you then. See you soon. Okay, love you, bye. Okay, quick update before we actually start this vlog as well. It's not August yet. However, I did, after I filmed that last clip, I sat down and tried to look for all of the books that we picked for. I found 13 out of 14. I was right in saying that Of Goblins and Gold would not have the audiobook available or like a book at the library available. So I ended up biting the bullet and spending the $4 to get the ebook. We found 14 out of 15. The Heartbreak Rule, for some reason, I cannot find. It is not on Spotify. It is not on Hoopla. It is not on MyLibby. And that's not one I particularly feel like buying. So I think for this instance, I'm going to be okay with deleting it off of my Goodreads shelf. The thing with this series, it's different from like if I were doing this series specifically just reading books that I owned, because I feel like then I would have to unhaul it. With the deleting, I can add it back at any time if I find the book in the wild. Obviously that's not the goal of this, but it is like an option. Whereas if I had to unhaul it, like I would, if I wanted to repurchase it, that would be just spending extra money for a book that I already decided I might not want to read. So we're gonna delete it, and I feel like with these ones I can give myself two options. I can either pick a free pick as long as it's on the Goodreads TBR, or I can pull another one. And for the sake of the first video, I'm gonna pull another one. I also realized that the Grave Empire is like a 500-page book, and the two that I've already, like the books that I've already repicked, I repicked because they were chunky books. But we're still gonna try to read that one anyway because we ran out of we ran out of skips. Anyway, the writing retreat. I don't know if you can see that. It's like really weird. Anyway, the writing retreat. I know this one is a mystery thriller. So this one I can definitely find, whether it be from any of those options. Okay, awesome. So that will make 15. Now I'll officially talk to you when we start filming this vlog. I've already either put books on hold or downloaded like the audiobooks or ebooks of like all of these books. So most of them are audio. I'm really excited to see how we do this week, and I'm really excited for this new format. Let me know what you think of it. I'll talk to you when we actually start it. Okay, love you, bye. So it has been a little bit since I've talked to you, and I just finished filming a video, and the video that I was filming was my July wrap-up, which means it's officially August and we can officially start this vlog, and I've technically already started it. So this morning I woke up pretty early at like 8:30 with the intention of doing chores around the house. Did I do that? Yes and no. Yes, I filmed the video that I was planning on filming. No, I didn't really do anything else, including the laundry that Benson was supposed to start before they left today. This morning I did finish a book. I ended up picking up the graphic novel, and that was Lightfall, which is The Girl and the Galdarian. This was really, really, really cute. For the most part, I say cute. We follow B, and she was adopted. I mean, her being adopted doesn't really have anything to do with the story, but like it was just the first thing that popped into my head. But she was adopted by this older pig / wizard, and he has a really bad memory problem, and he forgets a lot of things. One day she goes out to get supplies for the household, like to go out and do her chores, and she comes back and he's gone. Well, she comes back after bumping into this creature who claims to be a Galdarian. As far as she knows, though, Galdarians are extinct. Like, no one has seen them in years, but this guy's claiming to be one, and he's looking for the rest of them, and he happens to be looking for her grandfather. So she brings him to the place where they both live, and her grandfather is gone, leaving a note basically saying like, hey, I have forgotten about this thing and I have to go on a little bit of a journey to go find this thing. So because she knows like that he has all these memory problems, she decides to go and look for him with the help of Cad, who is the Galdarian. And they meet a bunch of meet a bunch of different characters, and it starts to turn into this situation where she realizes her grandfather has either left out, like either not told her on purpose, or has forgotten to tell her a lot about her purpose and his purpose in this world. I thought this was really, really, really great. The art style is beautiful in so many ways. We get these little snippets in between chapters of this kind of creepy monster. Like, we don't know what their purpose is in the story just yet. Like, I have finished the first book, but there's more. But like at that point, we don't really know where they come in to the story. We also get these little snippets. You get the idea that she has anxiety, like really bad anxiety, and it's like pictured on page as like these dark tendrils coming out and like surrounding her, and it is such an interesting and really phenomenal way of showing and representing anxiety. Like, I had to put the book down for a minute and like to just appreciate how well done that was. Like, I had to go back and just kind of stare at that picture for a minute to be like, yeah, that's exactly how anxiety can feel, and like just the way that she tries to calm herself. So we get her side, and then we also see Cad and the fact that like he's a much more go with the flow, free person. He is not against getting lost, like just going on an adventure, not bringing a map, just getting lost in the world and seeing where it takes him. He doesn't care. So their dynamic is really, it's like completely opposite, and I really, really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed him as a character especially, and then like B is a really good addition, but I will say, like, it doesn't feel like anything that hasn't been done before. I don't see anything super unique. Just definitely things that I have seen. And I wanted to show you, because I thought, so I've been wanting to get into junk journaling a little bit, but I can never like bring myself to buy all the supplies, because like, what if there's like a book, well, junk, I don't know if you know what junk journaling is, but junk journaling is basically just taking all these scraps of paper and seeing like what mixes and just putting them on the sheet of paper. I've been wanting to do that, but like with books, like with the general aesthetic of a book, and I don't really want to get like all the supplies for it and do it like on physical paper, so I decided to do it on Canva, and I think this turned out like really, really well. So like, I looked up friendship, and one of the characters, he's like a frog-like creature. So I did that one, and then when I typed in anxiety, this one came up, and it definitely looked like the creepiness of like her, like when she has that anxiety attack. Creepy monster, because like we get those little snippets in there. When I typed in like lost, like there's this guy looking at into different directions as like a symbol of Cad and not really caring about getting lost. And then we have like the darkness. It like this definitely brings like a whole new, I don't know, like there's also like a little side plot of like their, like the world is mostly in the dark, and then yeah. I don't know, I thought it was really cool. And then like I put on a second page here, I did my little review, so I thought that was cute, and I think I might start doing that a little bit more. And maybe, I don't know, I was thinking about halfway through, I was like, I could have filmed this and could have like put a short up on YouTube, but I didn't. So maybe I'll do that if you guys are interested, because I think it was cute and it was a fun little process to do. So that's already 1 of 15 down. It is still August 1st. I don't really know what the plan is for the rest of the night. I really should try to go out so that I can get some thing to eat for dinner. And then I don't know if I'm going to get any more reading done today. I would like to. Oh, I also started a Dial A for Aunties, which I'll talk a little bit more about like when I get a little further into it, because I'm only like 40 pages in. As far as any other reading, let's see, there are a couple of small books that I could definitely finish today, or at least one small book. Long Way Down is only a 2-hour audiobook, meaning I could definitely finish it today if I wanted to put it on. I also have to, excuse you, I also have to figure out how I'm going to fit Disney High on here. So Disney High, I did get the ebook from my library. However, I only have like 5 days left in the hold, and I don't know if I'm gonna finish it in 5 days. So I gotta figure that out, because that one might be that one I might have to like physically purchase if I don't get to it in time, which I'm not opposed to. Oh, actually, and edit, because I filmed the video and it's been loading onto my laptop. It's a pretty long wrap up, just a heads up, which actually you will have seen the wrap up before you see this video, so I don't know why I'm telling you that, but yeah, it's a pretty long video, so it's taking a second to load. I, in the meantime, am going to do some tidying, figure out what we are doing for dinner. I don't want to order out unless we absolutely, I don't want to say have to, but unless we absolutely want to. I don't want to order out, so I might have to run to the store and grab something. All right, it is the next day. So I worked this morning, meaning I had some audiobook time, which is good because I finished a book. I finished the by far shortest one on this list at this point, after the graphic novel, and that is A Long Way Down. This one follows our main character, whose brother has just been killed, and he decides that he wants to avenge his brother, so he decides to go down this elevator, and every floor that he goes down, there's another person who has died in the same way that his brother has, basically explaining to him why he does not want to go down this path. It's very, very short. Like, the audiobook is like an hour and 43 minutes. I listened to it on 2 times speed. I got through it really, really, really quickly, which, like, there's nothing wrong with that. It is a novel told in verse, and I think, first of all, the fact that the author narrated the audiobook, I definitely think this is the way to listen to it, because, like, the author even says in the author's note, like, at the end of the book, that he wanted to be the one to read this because obviously these were written in a very specific way, and he felt like it should have been spoken in a very specific way, and he didn't necessarily trust anybody else to do it for him, which I think is exactly the way it should be. I had heard a lot about this book and definitely, like, it was on my Goodreads TBR for a reason. I don't know why I never picked it up before now, but it's such a thought-provoking and important read, especially for young teens. And I really, like, I definitely, I don't want to say I enjoyed reading it because it is a hard read, but I definitely was impacted from reading it. So that is another one down. I have been kind of bouncing between the books that I've been reading. So I picked up Black Sheep, and for some reason I thought it was the one by Rachel Harrison. Then I realized there was another one by Alexa Harlow, which is the one that I have on my Goodreads TBR, not the Rachel Harrison one. And I can't find the audiobook or ebook on any of my library apps. I haven't looked on Spotify yet, but I don't have enough time on Spotify anyway. So I either have to delete it, choose to save it, or I have to spend the $5 to get the ebook. I don't necessarily want to delete it right away, just because, I don't know, I feel like rereading the synopsis, I kind of do want to check it out, but that's honestly, I'll figure that out later in the week. If I get far enough into this video and I'm like, okay, I should probably pick it up because I don't know when I'm gonna get another chance to, then I'll spend the $5 and get the ebook. I've also started Disney High, which has been interesting. I'm trying not to read like so much at a time, like between updates, because then I feel like it makes for way longer updates. And I don't know if you enjoy that. I know I feel bad talking so much. I'm going with the assumption that if you're on this channel and you're listening to me talk, that you kind of enjoy hearing me talk, so it's fine. I think. Anyway, so I have started, like I said, I started Rachel Harrison's Black Sheep, but that's not the one that's on the Goodreads DVR. So I'm not going to talk about that one. I wasn't really feeling it anyway, if I'm being honest. It's just not my kind of thriller that I typically go for. But then I also started For Your Own Good. I'm not very far into that one, so I'll talk about more of that later. However, like I said, I started Disney High, and I'm only like 30 pages into it, but so far it's really interesting. It's not quite as, like, quiet on set as I thought it was going to be, at least not yet. There's still time. There is some interesting information in there. I definitely want to read more and hope that I can finish the ebook before my library hold runs out. Anyway, I just wanted to give you that quick update and say we are now 2 books down. Oh, also, because I read Lightfall and enjoyed Lightfall, I did end up adding the only other 2 books in the series. So we are now up to 742 books on the Goodreads shelf. So hopefully we'll be able to bring that down without adding too many more. Though I do know a couple of the books that we picked are part of series. So if I want to continue on with them, we'll be adding them to the shelf anyway. I will see you hopefully later. Benson is out in Boston. And I don't know, I should have a nice quiet, not that my fiance is not quiet, but I should have some uninterrupted reading time, whether that be while I'm working / like doing some chores around the house, or if that's just me lounging in bed. Okay. I just woke up. It is 10:15. It's been a few days since we spoke. I have not had a lot of time to read. You remember how I said that I was planning on reading the 15 books that we pulled in 10 days? Well, it is day 8. And I've only read 4. And that's not including the really chunky book. So 2 of them I've already spoken to you about. One of them, or 2 of them I have not. So Disney High is basically a behind the scenes into my generation of Disney. So TV shows like Even Stevens, Lizzie McGuire, That's a Raven, Corey in the House, and like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, all the things. And I really enjoyed reading this. It was a tough read. Like, there were things that were going on that like we knew about, some that we didn't know about. Not quiet on, well, I will say, not quiet on set level. There were some things that are mentioned in the book that were like hard to read. But like I definitely learned a lot, like why Corey in the House was canceled after only 1 season, and it was really, I don't know, I liked learning about like the behind the scenes and like who almost played who, and like why things were canceled only after like a few seasons, the drama that was going on behind the scenes, most of which I already knew, but some of which was like brand new, and like I would go and immediately tell Benson. So definitely recommend reading it if like you're around my age and you grew up watching the same shows as I did. What was the other one? The other one was For Your Own Good. I listened to this on audio, and this one follows a couple of different perspectives, but mainly we are following a teacher that teaches at this very prestigious school, and he's kind of a psychopath. A little bit of a psychopath, because he starts poisoning other staff members in this school. And it's like we get his perspectives. We get a student's perspective. We get a former student's perspective. We get another teacher's perspective. So like it does get two other teachers' perspectives. So it gets a little bit confusing at first because there's so many different names popping up, and I'm sure it might have been easier if I was reading it physically. But there's so many things going on. Now, because I have read 4 out of the 15 means I still have 11 books to go. Today would have been more of a reading day, but I have to go move some furniture. So when I moved out of my mom's place, we didn't take anything with us, like other than like my books, games, stuff like that. But like we didn't take my furniture. And Benson and I were talking, and I think we want to do more of like cohesive furniture because we have like 1 white dresser, 1 brown dresser, and then I have like my nightstand that we did end up taking. So we're gonna move some furniture today. Oh, hi,
sadly.
You're already home.
Hi. Yeah. Get deodorant.
Yes, sadly, we're gonna have to move some furniture today, which I didn't really want to do on my day off, so it won't really be a reading day. But before we do that, I do have
No, keep going. I'm here.
I do have some library holds that I need to pick up, so I might pop in an audiobook. I did start The Cock on the Block. The title references a chicken.
But still, what the fuck?
It's also, kind of spicy. It starts at like page 1. It starts off kind of spicy.
Oh dear God, there is a cock on the block. That's fucking crazy.
Yes, it is called The Cock on the Block.
And it's spicy. They knew what they were doing.
They knew exactly what they were doing. Yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourself, whoever you are.
But I did start that yesterday. So I'll probably pop that in. I think I have like 3 hours left in the audiobook. So I'm going to grab my library holds and then come back here. I also need to get my tea for the day. So.
And I'm going to write more of my Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
Thank you for your update, baby.
And for all of you asking, Benson, she said there was going to be some new idea for a vlog. What are you doing? Shut up. I'm working on it. I'm farther along than her. Shove the blocks up your ass. Carry on.
My fiance, ladies and gentlemen. And they, thems. Okay, I think that's all I have to update you on for now. We are going to try to get as much reading done as humanly possible in the next 3 days. Because I still have 11 books that I need to finish. 2? You think I'm going to read 2?
I didn't say anything.
You think I'm only going to read 2?
I didn't say anything.
How many are you going to read? 0? Yeah.
I'll say it. Hi, honey.
Hi, baby. All right. I'll talk to you later. Okay,
No,
love you,
she
bye.
won't.
All right. It's a couple hours later. I picked up my holds, which was pretty much the first 10 volumes of Snow White with the Red Hair, because that is going to be my next manga adventure. And I also picked up the hold for the Sisters Grimm's, the Grimm's Guide. And I actually read the whole thing while I was there. I was supposed to just like sit down for a minute, let myself adjust from taking a walk, because it is warm outside. It's like 83. And then I just ended up sitting there and reading the entire thing, which is literally just a sum up of all of the characters. And then you get like some backstories in the writer, like the authors of all the classic fairy tales. So it was just like a nice little recap of the series and getting to visit other characters. And that means I'm officially done with the Sisters Grimm series. Honestly, reading this did make me want to go back and be in that world again and just reread the books, but I have too many other things to do at the minute, so I don't have time for a full reread series binge. I was going to I did listen to a little bit more of The Cock on the Block, which Benson distracted me, and I didn't actually tell you what it was about, but this has some of my favorite tropes. It is a friends to lovers fake dating situation. It's also like he falls first trope. There is some miscommunication. If you don't like the miscommunication trope, you might not want to go into this. But basically, our main character, Chris, has had a crush on the girl next door since they were like 10 years old. And he had asked her out once, and she said no. Like, pretty much told him to fuck off, and they've been just friends ever since, but he has secretly been pining after her. On her side, she doesn't think he would ever be interested in her. She is a plus-size female main character, and she has pretty much gotten shit for it for a good amount of her childhood. And now comes the time for her class reunion, and she has to deal with the previous mean girls and the bullies. And on a whim, she decides to tell them that Chris, because he is a famous football player, she decides to tell them that Chris is her boyfriend. And so she has to ask him if he would be willing to fake date her for the camera, and for the reunion coming up. And he is all in. He is taking this as his chance to prove to her that he can be the best boyfriend ever. On her side, though, she does not recall him ever, like, asking her out. So she is like dead sure that he has no interest in her whatsoever, but obviously we get his perspective and we know that he does. I will say the audiobook, at least the male narrator, is kind of taking me out of the story a little bit, because I don't know, I feel like the way he does female narrations, like he reads her lines in this high-pitched girly voice, and it does not work whatsoever. I am enjoying her perspective, her voice actor anyway. But like either way, like I'm enjoying both of them. It's definitely there are some spicy moments, like mostly just in the thoughts. Like we haven't actually gotten anything spicy with them together other than some kisses and all of that. But so far it's really, really cute. The title comes in because Trixie, who's our female main character, has some pet chickens. And that's what the whole cock down the block thing means. So it is really fun and really cute. And like we get a sense that like he doesn't just want to use her for her looks, like he wants when they do get intimate to actually mean something. So it's really cute. And then like we have a little bit of a family aspect because his brothers are also football players, and like they are pretty much known for giving each other shit and getting like super competitive, but when it matters, like they're there for each other. So they're all trying to help him, brothers and little sister, like they're all trying to help him win her affections, and it's like really, really cute and sweet, and I'm having a great time with it. As far as the other stuff that needs to get done, I have already, you're literally sitting on, well, you're sitting in front of a massive pile of clothes and just little knickknacks that we have on the dressers, because those will be moving in a moment. I have to move some stuff out of the way to clear a path so that we can get those dressers in here. So I have to go call my sister so we can get that figured out. Benson's down at our tea place getting some work done for their Dungeons and Dragons campaign. So I'm gonna have to bother them momentarily so we can get all of this done, figured out, and finally not have to worry about it anymore. So no more reading will be done for the moment. I also have to go take out the beef because we're making stuffed shells for dinner, and they're stuffed with like cheese and beef. So I have to go defrost that. I don't know how much, like I said, I don't think any more reading is going to get done, at least for the next couple of hours, because there's going to be too much going on for me to pop in an audiobook. Either way, though, that means one more book done and another book will be done. Hopefully like later on tonight, I can finish the audiobook. I went from 3 hours to 2 hours left in the audiobook, so we'll definitely be finishing that between today and tomorrow. And then tomorrow we are going to Boston, potentially with others. So I don't imagine a lot of reading is going to get done tomorrow either. Meaning Sunday is going to be like my full reading day. I'm going to try to wake up early. I'm going to read as much as I can. As long as I finish, I'll say 10 books. If I finish 10 books, I'll consider this video a win. I already read a lot more than I thought I was going to, so I'm okay with it. And I'll check in with you hopefully later with a couple more reading updates, if not life updates. Okay? Cool. Awesome. Goodbye. All right, it is the end of Saturday, meaning I have one more full day to read as much as possible. I didn't actually finish any books last night. Even when my sister left and we like had to like do a little bit of organization, I could have popped in a headphone. I think I need to get new headphones because the case is broken, and then like the headphones don't sit in the case properly anymore. Like they keep popping out, so like they're dying quicker. So I think I need to get a new pair. So I didn't end up finishing the audiobook last night. I didn't end up finishing anything else, but I did make some progress today of Goblins and Gold, I think. It's like a labyrinth retelling, like with really like a Goblin King retelling.
Yeah.
We follow Freya, and her sister has, in like the first 30 pages, accidentally made a deal with the Goblin King.
Oops.
And has gotten kidnapped. And Freya wants to find a way to get her back. So she ends up striking a deal of her own and possibly falling in love with the Goblin King. So I did read a little bit of that to and from Boston, but not a lot of progress. I am so far really loving the world building. I've only read one Labyrinth / Goblin King retelling, and that was Winter Song, which I really did not like. I didn't like it then. I might like it now if I were to go back and read it. So originally the plan was to go to Newbury Street, but Connor hurt his foot a little bit at work, and the only way to get to Newbury Street was if we took the orange line, at least like in the easiest way possible, and the orange line was down where we needed to stop. So we had actually ended up just hanging around Faneuil Hall, and they were doing like a little art market around there, and I actually got these earrings, which maybe I shouldn't have, but because they were kind of expensive, but I do love supporting small owned stores. So I got these really cute earrings. You can't really see like the details up close, but they're hand blown glass, and I really like them. They're not too heavy. I probably need to like clean them a little bit, but they're really cute, and I feel like they can go with anything. And I also have been needing some new earrings. We also went to a couple of bookstores around the area. I'll show you what Benson got. Have the next 2 volumes in Pokemon Adventures 4 and 5. Also got, don't mess up my setup. Also got Ultimate Spider-Man and the Ultimates. And they're right behind me. And Pokemon packs.
I got for my new series random packs in random places. Mm-hmm. Shit's great.
They also got cryptids, creatures, and critters.
I love critters.
This looks cool. And then I got...
I'm sorry, I was falling asleep. Please continue.
They were doing a buy one get one half off manga sale, so I got the next volume in Spy Family, which is my favorite manga series of all time, if you haven't heard me talk about it a million times. I also wanted to start getting into Twisted Wonderland, and I need a manga for tea after I finish Snow White with the red hair, so we got the first volume. And then I forgot that I owned the first 2 books in this series, and then I realized it's only 3 books in the series. So I got the third Geek X Hitman because this one was on clearance for $4. And then for novels, I got Beasts of Carnival, which honestly the cover was really what intrigued me. It does kind of seem
bad,
Caraval-esque.
Oh, okay.
It's about Sophia, who's a freed woman from a nearby colonized island, and she ends up going to the Carnival of Beasts to try to find her brother who's been missing for 5 years. And then I almost didn't get this one because I asked Benson, I was like, oh, like which one should I get out of these 2? Because I've been trying not to buy as many hardcovers because they're so expensive. But I've been looking at this one for a while, and I really wanted to get that one, but I also really wanted to get this one, so I decided to splurge a little bit And I got The Butcher's Daughter. This is the story of Mrs. Lovett from Sweeney Todd.
You sat on a tuffet.
Not Little Miss Tuffet.
Oh.
Not Little Miss Muffet, sorry. Anyway, this is exactly what it sounds like. Mrs. Lovett's story from Sweeney Todd. And I love Sweeney Todd. It's like one of my favorite musicals. So that book has been super intriguing for a while. Then we had some really good food, really good pizza. Came back home on a really crowded train. And now we're just going to chill for the night. I am going to try to read some more of something. I haven't decided what yet, though. And go get into some comfy clothes. And really just relax. Because I think that's what we need after a couple of really hectic, busy days. Do you have anything to say, babe?
No.
No?
Not really.
Not really.
Where's the wrap up?
It's coming. I'm gonna edit tomorrow. It's already filmed.
Where's the August wrap up?
Honey, it is August.
Oh shit.
I'm not done reading yet.
That's crazy.
I've already filmed the July, August. I've already filmed the July wrap up. It's over an hour long, uncut. So I need to get it edited, but I haven't had a time to edit it. So I'm gonna get comfy, chill out and read for the night. Possibly edit tomorrow or Monday. It's coming soon. Okay, bye. Alright, it's the last day for this vlog. It's officially the 10th. One reading update. I did finish Cock Down the Block. And I was torn between giving this like a 3-star and a 4-star. Mostly because like this was pretty like run-of-the-mill book. Other than like yes, I loved the relationship. B, I did love the body positivity and how like it really seemed to hone in like plus size women are literally just trying to live their lives. And so it was really good representation, really good body positivity. Didn't feel like I felt like the pacing like was too quick. Like I feel like the book was really, really short and we definitely could have gotten more. B, I just couldn't get over the narration, like the male narration. Like he was fine when he was talking as Chris, but when he was talking as Trixie, I couldn't get behind it. However, because I finished this book and I do want to continue on and get more of the brothers, I added the next 4 to the TBR. So we're back up to 740. Will I read more of those this month? Possibly, because I am also trying to get down my series counter. And I'm still in my little I'm still in my romance mood. So I might read a couple more of those as the month goes on. But I don't have time to complete that today. Update that is not a reading update, at least not yet. I've decided that in every video going forward, because we're picking out of the jar, I am going to roll over the books that I did not complete, like that I picked out of the jar from the previous month. So as of right now, we ended at how many have we finished? As of right now, we finished Disney High, The Guide to Sisters Grimm, For Your Own Good, Long Way Down, and Lightfall, and Cock Down the Block. So that's 6 out of the 15, meaning the rest of those are getting rolled over unless I finish something today. Which I do have one audiobook, so I could probably try to make some progress in that. And at least try to finish that, because I think it's only like a 7-hour audiobook. But I could be wrong. And then I listen on 2x speed. Also, I'm like just over 50% into Of Goblins and Gold. So I would like to finish those 2 today, meaning those won't roll over, hopefully. I also do have to cook dinner, otherwise I don't have any plans for the rest of the night. I think tomorrow's gonna be like my editing, filming, all the things day. I also I used to play this game called Fairies, and it's literally just like a little game where you try to fit the fairies like into a line. It's basically like a 3 across game. And I was trying to see if I could find it like on mobile or on my Mac. I can't. And then I remembered Benson's laptop is technically, or old laptop is a gaming laptop. So I downloaded the demo on that. And so I've been playing that while listening to the audiobook. I've been debating on getting the full game or playing something different, because I've been in the mood to play a game. So I might do that while I pop on the audio of Midnight at the Houdini, because it's the only book that I have the audiobook for. At least out of the ones that are left. So I might do that, pop that on, and figure out dinner, because that's another thing that I have to do. I think we're making stuffed shells tonight, this will be my first time trying to make like traditional stuffed shells. We used to make these like chicken Alfredo stuffed shells, and we both really enjoyed those, but now we're gonna try something different. So I'm intrigued to see how this will go. I'm also feeling kind of lazy / like reading motivated, so we'll try and get as much done as humanly possible. Okay, it is now almost 10 p.m. and I have finished one more book, and that one was Midnight at the Houdini. I have been really just chilling and playing like computer games and games on my phone while I've been listening to the audiobook for that. Oh, and I cooked dinner. We made stuffed shells, which were pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. So this one follows Anna, and her sister has recently just gotten married, and she's nervous that it's going to change everything. She also found out that her dad bought her sister a house that is very far away from them, and she's a little nervous that this is going to change everything in their relationship. And one day, like right after her sister's wedding, a huge storm comes, and they decide to go to one of the hotels that her father owns to take shelter, but they end up getting separated, and then Anna ends up in this magical parallel universe in this hotel, and things start to become an issue. Honestly, I feel like, okay, so I remember the reason that I put this on the TBR, and that was because it was basically compared to The Night Circus, but make it YA. And I can definitely see the inspiration, but I don't know. I don't feel like I enjoyed this. The Night Circus is one of my favorite books. It's literally my favorite book of all time. So the fact that like this is compared to it, like I should love it. However, The Night Circus is an adult book, and I feel like it went further into the world building, and this one, it had potential. I don't think it went as far into the world building as it could have, as far into the magic as it could have. So I gave this a 3-star, which is not bad. Just wasn't as high of a rating as it potentially could have been while being compared to my favorite book of all time. With that being said, though, I think this is the final book of this vlog. I think this is where we are going to end it, because my ebook says I have like 4 hours left, or 3.5 hours left in the book, so I could sit down and attempt to finish it, but I think I'm okay with where we are ending off here. So, did we finish 15 books in 10 days? No, but we did manage to finish 7 books in 10 days, and honestly, that's not half bad. I'm actually I'm okay with that. The rest of the books that I did not read in this vlog will be rolled over into September, so if you want to see what I end up finishing in that vlog, I think with that comes the caveat of if I roll it over twice, like for a total of it being on TBR 3 times, then it just needs to be unhauled whether I own it physically or not. I think that's fair. So if you want to see what I end up reading in the next vlog, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so that you can get more updates and info, and just hang out with me if you want to. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, so I'll see you next time, hopefully very, very, very soon. And I love you, and goodbye.